Welcome back to our final segment, and thank you so much for being very ardent viewers. I am appreciative, of course, of the fact that you've stayed with us this far. And those of you who have been on our social media platforms, thank you so much. I've seen Regan Howard. I've also seen Madrin. I've seen Kelvin on YouTube. Thank you so much for commenting. And thank you so much for staying tuned and always watching Smart 24 TV. Generally speaking, let me start with you, Mr. Okello. What is coming up online? Most of the young people are interested in knowing where to start. For example, you as Marifasasa, first of all, the name Marifasasa, where did that come from? I think this is the time now to define that. But also, what do you do to help young people take part in the ICT, and what are the requirements for someone to start, especially with you right now?
Right. Thank you so much, Anthony, for that question. Now, Marifa Sasa is actually two Swahili words. Marifa means knowledge, and Sasa, now, right? So think of it, direct translation is knowledge now, or it means knowledgeable, okay? So really speaking to the power of, knowledge in terms of, making difference in our lives. And it's just Swahili because we see ourselves as a very Pan-African company. And so Swahili is sort of what brings that Pan-African vibe, so to speak. Now, in terms of what we're doing for young people, I know many of the young people watching have been asking, where do we get started? How do we get started even, I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. I think for me, what I believe very strongly is that one of the most important passports, right, to the digital economy is having the skills to be able to create value in this new economy. Okay, and you'll be surprised there are all kinds of skills you can have out there. From the more technical skills, maybe you want to learn web development, graphics design, digital marketing, to something as simple as maybe you can dance, right, and become an influencer. Maybe you can sing, and become a hit on TikTok. And before you realize, you have a lot of people following you, and now you're an influencer, and brands are now coming to you to tap into your fan base. These are all things that I believe the young people out there are possibly already doing, right? But the bottom line is, I think the first thing to do is ensure that you have some skill sets. Okay. Now, once you have the skill sets, it's then equipping yourself with the right tool sets, right? So if you're a web developer or someone who wants to learn web development today, is now understanding what are the most essential tools to have as a web developer, right? Do I learn JavaScript? Do I learn HTML? Do I learn CSS? Do I learn Django? Understanding the tools that you need to use your skills to be able to create value becomes very, very essential. And then the third thing is having the right mindset. Okay, creative thinking today is one of the most essential skills that any young person can have, especially in this new digital economy. Okay, it's about being creative. Not about how much you can remember like we used to do in school, right? So creativity is one of those essential skills, but making sure that you have that can-do-it mindset, having that positive mindset, it's very, very essential. And then to kind of put an icing on the cake, I think having some very, very good work ethics today and being consistent, right? You can start a YouTube channel today, post for about a week and then stop posting. So being consistent in what you're doing is very, very essential. Now at Marifa Sasa, one thing we're doing is ensuring that we democratize access to these upskilling and reskilling opportunities. And one thing where we do this is ensuring that we don't have some sort of what we call prerequisites for our courses, right? If you went to university today, before you admitted, maybe they'll ask for your Form 6, certificate and things like that. We believe that some of those barriers are really not necessary. As long as you have the mindset to learn, as long as you understand how you can create value and you're willing to really commit and put in the work, a lot of our programs are open to you. We offer a plethora of courses online from both the technical skills, web development, digital marketing, graphics design, to the soft skills, presentation skills, for example, very, very essential. Communication skills, how do you write an email, to some things as much as, cultural fluency is what I would call it, because today, one of the the key features of this new economy is that the borders that we talk about today are very arbitrary. They don't mean much, right? You can be somewhere in Lira, like, we have a lot of, we actually headquartered in Lira, for example. Any part of Uganda, and you'll be engaging with customers all over the world. Okay. Recently, we launched a virtual assistant service, and we began with a small cohort of 15, amazing young people. And today, we have about 8 of them working directly for clients in the US. They don't hold passports, they don't know where Entebbe is, but they're working for clients in America, for example, right? And one thing we did was making sure that they understood what the American culture is and all this. So cultural fluency becomes very handy, okay? So there are lots of opportunities. Earlier in the break, we were talking about the University of YouTube, okay? You may not be having the resources in terms of financial resources to maybe pay for an online course, but if you go to YouTube, you can literally learn anything, okay? So many of us have a lot of degrees from the University of YouTube, and that is open to everyone. So I think one exciting features about this new digital economy for me is the level of democratization when it comes to access to knowledge. That is something that is so powerful, and I believe that young people out there can easily leverage some of those things.
Wow, it's very, very, very mind-blowing. Mr. Okello, what are are there any cost implications for people who want to access services at Marifa Sasa?
Right, so we have 2 categories of courses. We have a lot of free courses, and then we also have more advanced courses that you make a small investment. An average course at Marifa Sasa goes for about 150,000 shillings, and so for us, affordability is something that has been very, very key. But of course, for your business, we have to have a sustainable model, right? But at the same time, there's some basic courses like digital literacy, introduction to computing. There's some courses that we believe are very foundational, and as a result, we offer them at no cost, right? Because they unlock a new paradigm. Once people understand and appreciate the value they can create on the internet, then now they can easily make an investment to go for some of those more advanced skill sets, right? One of the free courses we actually launching on our platform right now has to do with generative AI, for example, for businesses, for entrepreneurs, appreciating the power of artificial intelligence because we think it's essential, and so we have made such a course to be free of charge, for example. So that's what it takes to actually enroll in a course. And you can simply go to marifasasa.com today, like right now, and you'll be able to create an account and actually enroll in some of those courses as we talk.
Wow, interesting. Mr. Antege, as we wind down, your message to Ugandans, your message to the young people in as far as taking the digital space serious and leveraging it to make money.
Thank you. Digital has no language. So we have a population of 48 million people. We're talking about how do we grow our businesses. Your business is at your doorstep. And also, earlier during the break, we had a conversation about our ladies in our markets and gentlemen in the market selling in our local markets. Now, if I don't have an application for them in their language, they have very little value for digitization. But that's an amazing market. If I could actually create apps that are in Lusoga, in Luganda, Runyankole, Luo, etc., then I can actually grow a whole lot of a business in terms of, and I'm not competing, I don't want to compete with products on Play Store. My market is here. So for a lot of the young people, yes, your market is here. You can actually generate solutions that if you get 500,000 or 1 million local subscribers on a particular product, who knows, tomorrow somebody might come interested in those subscribers and suddenly they will buy your business. There's a conversation about skill sets. I think more valuable than a skill set is an idea. There's what they call no-code software, where you can actually build code without being a developer. Robert talked about generative AI, ChatGPT, and the rest of thousands of products that have come out over the last 6 months. Now, you could literally sit on that platform and create any software you want without knowing. That's why they call it large language modules. I could actually sit there and say, please write me a program that will create a web page, and the web page should look like this and like that.
Yeah.
And in no time, there will be code that says that.
True.
So, so really, for young people, that how you see yourself, right, will really define what you do in terms of, if you see yourself as somebody who is able to develop something which is amazing, which the majority of Ugandans are, then it will define what you do, and that will define the results you get. But if you don't see yourself as able to do that, the other thing that is important is then create a network, create a team of colleagues that you can work with to create the outcome. But don't try to create a product that you're going to sell in the US or in Europe. Create a product that you're going to sell in Kawempe, in Masaka, in Gulu, and to that community. As that community builds, suddenly you create a product for a particular community, then you can now build in other communities. Robert talked about the generative AI. I think if us as Ugandan and the academic and the young community can embrace anything, it's that. Because suddenly we can create translation modules without needing to have the expertise. So I can actually create a solution in Kampala today which can translate to Luganda, and that same solution can very quickly be converted to translate into Luo, into Lusoga, into Runyankore, into Iteso, because the generative AI has come out today to really, Robert used the word democratize, but it's more than democratize. So really the digital divide in what we can do really is in our heads today. The opportunities are plenty. The sources, like what Robert has talked about, what they have, there are plenty. YouTube School is amazing. And I do understand that through to the, I think, thanks to the internet exchange point we have in Uganda, is we actually have what they call a mirror. So YouTube is a lot faster, which is why we can have people watching us on YouTube without a lot of... so the infrastructure is in place. You talked about infrastructure earlier. There is good enough infrastructure today for some of us who used infrastructure many years ago. We cannot be complaining today, but yes, I do understand that we can get more, but the infrastructure is in place. For the young people, it is up to you. Get up, ask questions, get online, and figure out how you take that wonderful idea you have in your head and how you make it alive. The tools are there to make it alive. I won't say fully available, but it's a very interesting a market of supply and demand. Even when we're dealing with our donor partners, it is still a supply and demand market. When we have a lot of young women who are not in the economic system, the donor partners see a lot of demand, so they create a supply.
True.
So if now a lot of our young people create the demand for the thirst for knowledge, for development, platforms will appear. But it's a push and pull conversation. So I am passionate about innovation, passionate about seeing what the young people can do, and I'm always constantly running experiments. I'm currently running an interesting experiment with a group of interns, and what I want to see is how fast can I take a group of fresh college interns and turn them into real developers will output, which is now commercialized.
True.
And I think we've just done our first month in that conversation. So these are things that we keep on testing at NFT, because we believe the impact that we can do with technology is exciting. Let me just end with a very interesting young man I met in Boise around there. He has a stall, Julius, and I've been talking with him over time, and his stall is, he enables people to create internet accounts. He'll get you your Apple account, your downloads and everything else. And so we've been mentoring every now and then, and last conversation was, now how do we get you to enable those traders to have websites, right? And so we're trying to look at that, and last I saw a proposal he sent. But the idea that a young person who's digital savvy today could actually create a stall in a busy space, and the amount of people that will come for you just to assist, right, are quite a lot. Now that's opportunity there which is not actually being picked up. And so you can, the opportunities are plenty. We need to actually move away from, I need somebody to help me kick this off, and start. And then somebody will come and assist you. If you've got your smartphone, you can start. How many young people are actually selling online today? Quite a lot of them, right? And now what we need to do in the structures is now to create a structure that enables that single person who's selling their wares online to move beyond one-on-one, to move to, how do I create this online system with a supply chain? So basically, the opportunities are plenty, and the future is good.
Thank you, Mr. Ntege. Thank you so much. There you are. And thank you so much, Mr. Robert Okello, for sparing time to actually share those wonderful, wonderful insights.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
There you are, my friend. Thank you so much for staying with us all this while and for watching Smart 24 TV. We are going to, of course, go off. And next is the business updates, the news coming in at exactly 9 o'clock. And we shall meet, of course, next time, same place. And, of course, we will be interacting on another policy as well. My name is Anthony. Once again, have a lovely night. Bye for now.